Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd do a really fun, kind of chill, get ready with me type thing on my everyday go-to summer makeup routine. It's really hot here in Southern California, but luckily, unlike the East Coast or down in the South somewhere, it's not humid, so it's a very dry heat. And yeah, so I've been just kind of doing a very glowy, very simple makeup routine. I don't really use a lot of brushes or tools. Yeah, so during this get ready with me, I wanted to kind of talk about some updates to my personal life as well as this channel, and just kind of, you know, just have like a very chill vibe, I guess. Right now I'm barefaced. I put a little bit of primer on. I have the Gellar Spackle Under Makeup Primer, and I just really like this because it's oil free and it's also a very thin gel consistency, so it kind of sinks in really fast and it doesn't make my skin feel really heavy. After my primer, the first thing I like to do is put on a little glowy makeup base, I guess, and the one I'm using right now is the Becca Backlight priming filter. I just have a little deluxe sample size here and I absolutely love it. You can see I'm almost done there with this, and I actually have another full size, and I don't feel the need to purchase the full size yet because I think it's kind of pricey. So one pump is quite a lot actually, but again, I like doing this, and it's also going to be underneath my makeup, so it's not the only thing I wear. So I kind of like just doing a lot. And I kind of put it everywhere around my face, but I do like to concentrate on the perimeter just because I do have a lot of pores here, so I don't want to put too much there, but I do like putting it around my eyes, underneath as well, just to kind of brighten up the area. And the next thing I like to do is address these dark circles. Books are a really big part of my life and my hobbies, and so I wanted to do more videos about books on my channel, and I've done one or two I think already, and I have a separate playlist just called BookTube on my channel here, but I wanted to do a little bit more, and I didn't want to do, I should put on my makeup, I didn't want to create another channel just because of the logistics of it, and I don't know, I felt like I didn't want to like section off my life like that, where I have a separate channel for beauty and a separate channel for books, because you know, I'm Sue, you know, and I like beauty and I like books, and I want my channel, and this channel is kind of like my corner of the internet where I get to talk about the things that I like and my hobbies, and that includes books. And so I'm just going to combine them all into one channel. I would probably say 90% of my videos are going to be beauty related and 10 are just going to be books. Now that might change, but as of now, that's probably what's going to happen. I hope you guys will still stick around and enjoy my beauty and my book videos. The next step I'm going to do is use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is the color Fair Neutral. I do think it's a little bit drying, but it's not too bad. Normally I put concealer on after my foundation, but because this one is slightly, ever so slightly too light for me, I like putting it underneath because I feel like it just blends a little bit easier. And then I just use my fingers to blend. So now that I look kind of splotchy and weird, I'm gonna put on my foundation, and it's actually a BB cream, not a real foundation, but I love this BB cream, and I will say right off the bat that this was a total luxury splurge that I really should not have purchased, but I couldn't help myself, and I had tried a little sample of this, and I have a video of kind of like is it worth it type video, and I will put that in the cards above and below, but I actually just went ahead and purchased the full size. It is the YSL BB Cream Skintone Perfector Top Secrets, and it looks like this, and it's beautiful. But really it's just kind of like your nice hydrating standard, I don't want to say standard, but standard BB cream. It's in the color light. Before they used to be called, the color used to be called clear, and I think it might still be called clear in some other like department stores, but I bought this at Sephora, and right now the color is light, and they only have 3 or 4 colors, I think. This one doesn't really build up too much as far as coverage, but this is about how much I'll put on right now, and then I will blend it out with my fingers. This one I actually don't mind using my fingers. It's very emollient and creamy, so I think it actually blends really well with your fingers. So it's perfect for days like you know, your everyday, for this kind of routine where I'm feeling lazy, you know, and I just need to do something kind of quick. And it just kind of brightens up your complexion. It doesn't really give a lot of coverage, but I'm not looking for a lot of coverage in this routine, and I know that's shocking because I normally love full coverage foundation, right? The only downside to this one, other than the price, would be that it has a very, very strong perfumey scent, and I'm not a fan of the scent, but and it does linger kind of while you're applying, but it doesn't linger like throughout the day. And I think you can see kind of how it's just brightened up the complexion a little bit. Also kind of like patting, kind of like mimicking a beauty blender, just so that if there are any streaks or things that I didn't really blend out or I really couldn't see, I have that covered. And then at this point, either I'll put on a little bit more if I've missed some places. I think I'm good for now, but then I will go back in with another concealer. The concealer that I'm going to use is my, what is this? Master Conceal by Maybelline. And this one actually matches me pretty perfectly. It's not great for covering like spots and things like that if you want like a flawless complexion, but if you're just kind of going like something like this right now where it's more like an everyday, you know, simple type makeup, then it does a pretty okay job. So I kind of use the hand as like a palette there, and then I will just dab a little, and then I've been breaking out like here and all around my chin. I think it's just stress, and so I kind of want to go into that a little bit. That I work in the veterinary industry and I work at a marketing agency, and I absolutely love it because I love animals and I love being able to know that what I do every day helps animals in need. I actually gave my notice because I am wanting to leave the industry of marketing, and I've been in marketing for about 6 years now. So right after college I kind of just jumped into marketing, and I've been doing that ever since. And you know, I think it was fine when I was younger. I'm still young. I'm turning 31 this year. Even though I love the industry of veterinary medicine, I love being able to know that I help animals, and I found meaning and purpose in what I do, the actual day-to-day work that I was doing. And I did digital marketing, so I did a lot of social media, blogging, and things like that. I didn't want to do that, you know, I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, basically. The agency I work for, though, is kind of like a boutique agency, and so I didn't want to leave them high and dry. I've been helping out on a part-time basis with them, just to kind of, you know, continue some of the accounts that we've been working on. It kind of drains me a little bit mentally, and just because the type of person I am is, once I make a decision that I am going to leave or that I'm going to be doing something, I like to give my 100% into that. So that's just how I've always been, and the fact that I'm still kind of helping out here and there right now, it's a little taxing on me mentally, but I'm, you know, I still want to, you know, I don't want to leave the company on bad terms and things like that. I spent a lot of time on my concealer because I was talking and jibber-jabbering a lot, but I still have a bunch of concealer left, but this is about the amount of coverage I have for this look. So you can still see my spots a little bit, and you can still see some things, but this is kind of what I like in this kind of like summer hot heat, because I know I'm going to be touching my face, and I know I'm going to be kind of dabbing at my forehead, and I kind of like to keep the coverage really light even if my skin is not doing great. I like to go in with my bronzer and my blush and using cream or liquid type bronzers, and this one is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer, and it's a little sample size, but oh my gosh, if you can get a sample size like this from Ulta, get this instead of the full size. If you're fair like me, this is gonna last you a really long time, so kind of shake it up. And I use literally the tiniest drops, a little bit, right? And then I kind of just dab it, so I don't even like squeeze like a whole drop down. As soon as I see it coming out, I kind of dab it onto my skin, so that's all I use for both sides. So I will dab my finger, and I will place it kind of above the hollows of my cheeks. And then I will grab kind of like a fluffier brush like this, and then I just kind of blend it in. It just gives me a really nice glow without looking so orange, and I just like it. It just makes me look a lot healthier. It just looks really, really natural. And obviously you can put a lot more. I just tend to go pretty light with my bronzers. Anything that's left over, if I want to, I can put it all over my face again, or I kind of like just doing this to kind of get some of the excess onto my hand, and then I kind of just do like a light wash on my chin area, and then just kind of the perimeters of my face, just to kind of give it a little bit more color. And then I'm gonna go in with cream blush, and this is a drugstore one. I have this Maybelline Master Glaze one here. So this one I liked because it's very blendable, but you can also blend too much and end up blending it away. So you kind of have to be careful. And this is like the perfect everyday shade for me. It's just in the shade Just Pinked Pink, Just Pinched Pink. And I would kind of smile, and with cream blushes, normally with powder brushes I apply towards the sides, but with cream blush I do like to kind of center it a little bit, just for a slightly more youthful look. And so I kind of smile slightly, and I'll just pat so you can see I'm laying down the color. And then again, I just blend the outside edges. I don't blend the part where I tapped in too much because I don't want it to blend away. And you can see it just blends so effortlessly, almost too much. And so you do kind of have to be a little careful that you're not blending out too much. So this is about the amount I put on. Hopefully that's translating on camera. I know sometimes I have to go a little bit harder with my color products on camera because it kind of washes you out, but in real life this is probably the amount of color I'm putting on my face that's normal for me. And then I'm gonna go in with my highlighter, and again it's a cream highlighter, and I'm going in with Scrumptious Super Shock Cheek by ColourPop, and it's a really beautiful color. It's like a silvery pink. I don't know if you can see that. But it has an ever so slightly pink undertone, and I actually like that in my blushes. Not my blushes, my highlighters. I actually like to bring my highlighter down all the way here, just to kind of reflect some of it off of my cheeks. And I just think that gives a little bit nice of like a very healthy type glow. So again, I have it on my side. Oh, I think I might have picked up a little too much for this side, but it's okay. You can see I'm laying down the product here, and then kind of just blending down. And I love the ColourPop highlighters, because these cream ones, because they just blend so nicely. Oh my goodness. I don't really like super shiny tips of my nose, so I don't really do that. I also put some here. If you're oily, do not put it here, but I don't really get oily here. And again, I have a very, very flat face, and I have like a 3 head, and so I like to just kind of highlight just the center here, just to kind of, I don't know, elongate my forehead a little. And I put a little bit here. Normally I do like putting a lot more highlighter here, but I have a lot of breakouts here, so I don't want to bring too much attention to it. And right on my Cupid's bow. I do kind of like a lot on my Cupid's bow. I just think it's really cute. For my eyebrows, I like to go very, very simple. I'm not even going to use a spoolie. I'm kind of lucky because I do have some hairs here, so I don't really need to groom too much. What I'm using right now is an oldie but a goodie, and it's the Tony Moly 7 Days Tattoo Eyebrow. And this is a Korean brand, and it just has a really nice, very thin felt tip. Basically, if you use this for multiple days, like in a row or something like that, it's supposed to stay in the skin so that the next morning when you wake up, you probably don't need to fill in your eyebrows as much. It almost looks like this is not doing anything, but it is. Now again, I have enough hair there that I don't really need to draw any strokes. So what I like to do is with my eyebrows is just really darken it and kind of give it slightly more shape. Alright, so that's as good as it's gonna get. So that's pretty much it. And then to kind of finish off, I just go in with a really light combing of the Gimme Brow. So this kind of serves as my spoolie, as well as kind of setting down my eyebrows. But sometimes I don't even fill in my eyebrows at all. I just do this, and then it just works so well and kind of defining and shaping, and it just looks awesome. And for lips, I think I'm gonna use these two products that I pulled out. It is the ColourPop Blotted Lip, and I actually really like the Blotted Lip formula. I think so far it's my favorite. It kind of gives you like that matte blotted, like you just put a matte lipstick on and blotted the lips with a tissue. So it does kind of tug when you put it on, but what I like to do is I actually like to apply it, I'm gonna show you, just by like dabbing and swiping. So I'll swipe a little bit just to kind of lay down the color. I like to just kind of dab it into place, keeping a very soft lip line. And it just feels like almost nothing on your lips. It's not heavy, it's extremely light actually. So I really, really like it. So a lot of days I'll just use one. I have like almost all the blotted lip colors, so I'll use one of those. If you want something a little bit more glossy, I got this Marc Jacobs lip lacquers, I think. This is in the color 330 Hey You Enamored. It's the High Shine Lip Lacquer. It kind of gives that really glossy, sheer color, I guess. So it's not like the NYX like buttercream where it's like a full opacity of color. It does have that slight translucent to it while still depositing color. So it's just to give a slight glossiness to the lips, not too much, because again, if you apply too much of that, it gets really kind of weird and gloopy, I guess. It's just really weird. But the shine does last for a really long time. And I actually really, really love this color combination. I just put it on today for the first time. On a Stick Blotted Lip by ColourPop, and Hey You Marc Jacobs Lip Lacquer in the Enamored line. For eyeshadow, usually what I do is I just kind of go in with one of the ColourPop shades that are kind of more shimmery. I think today I will do this one. It's Weenie from the Super Shock Shadow, and it's just this beautiful kind of, it's like a pinkish bronze color. Very, very pretty. Look at that. When it's just an everyday like this and the rest of my face is so simple, I just dab a little bit and I just kind of place it right all over my eyelid, right up to the crease. Usually that's all I need. So I'll do this and then I'll just kind of use a clean finger to kind of blend out the edges. Blend, blend, blend. I will set right underneath my eyes with a little bit of powder just because I do get creasing underneath my eyes and I like to just make sure that things don't budge. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Palette. I have like a highlighting shade in here that's just like a matte off-white, matte cream I guess. So I'll use it underneath my eyes to kind of set everything, brighten the area just a little bit more, and then fill in the pores a little bit. And the brush I'm using is the Crown brush, and it's just the foundation brush. This is way too small to be a foundation brush for me, but it is perfect for under my eyes and just kind of lightly setting things. Alright, so this is the finished look. Thank you so much for joining me for my Get Ready With Me, as well as kind of like an update on my channel and my life, I guess. Let me know if you have any ideas or videos that you want to see, either beauty related or book related, and I will do those. Alright, well thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!